Why do you want to hunt?
Because you all think that I can't. I saw a sign in the sky.
Now let's be real, Prey gave the Predator franchise a much-needed boost, and fans have been eager for Prey 2 ever since. The original Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger was a hit back in 1987, but every attempt to keep the series going never quite captured that same magic. Then along came Prey, with Amber Midthunder leading the charge in a simple yet gripping action story that mixed sci-fi horror with a historical setting. It stripped the franchise back to its roots while still feeling fresh. As a prequel, Prey takes place way earlier than any other movie in the series, all the way back in 1719. It follows Naru, a young Comanche woman determined to prove herself as a hunter. But soon, she and her people realize they aren't the only ones in the forest. Something much more dangerous is lurking. Given how well Prey reinvigorated the franchise, it's no surprise that fans want to know what's next. And while Prey 2 is definitely happening, director Dan Trachtenberg is currently busy working on Predator Badlands first. Even though the sequel has been confirmed, there haven't been many updates until now. Amber Midthunder recently gave fans a small but intriguing update on Prey 2, though it wasn't exactly what people were hoping for. She admitted she's not sure what's going on with the project right now, but she's heard some exciting ideas. The problem? The movie has to wait its turn since Badlands is the priority at the moment. Still, Midthunder seems excited to return, which is a promising sign that Prey 2 will eventually take shape. Her full comments were, I don't know what's happening, I genuinely don't. I also want to do another one. I would be happy to do another one. I love Dan Trachtenberg with my whole heart. I love that world, I love that character, and I think that there's some fun ideas out there that I've heard that are very cool. I'm really excited. He obviously has Badlands coming out this year, so I'm really excited to see that. Whatever Dan does, I will always be his fan. So Prey 2 is officially happening, but it's taking longer than some fans expected. The sequel was greenlit back in February 2024, but it's on the back burner for now since Badlands is coming first. With Trachtenberg focused on one project at a time, Prey 2 won't move forward until Badlands is out of the way. In the meantime, we'll just have to be patient. As far as the cast goes, Amber Midthunder is the only name tied to Prey 2 so far. Naru survived her deadly encounter with the Predator in the first movie, and she's expected to return for the sequel. That alone would be a big deal, since Predator movies don't usually bring back their heroes. Other than Midthunder, there aren't many surviving characters from Prey, but Dane DeLiegro, who played the Predator, could return in a new form, kind of like how Kevin Peter Hall played different Predators in the earlier films. When it comes to the story, Prey wrapped things up pretty neatly, with Naru taking down the Predator and proving herself as a skilled hunter. But let's be honest, those alien hunters always find a way to come back. If Naru does return, she might face an even tougher Predator this time. Since Badlands is set far in the future, Prey 2 can keep exploring the 18th century setting. Of course, the sequel will need to mix things up to avoid feeling like a rehash. The sci-fi nature of the franchise opens the door for all kinds of wild possibilities. Maybe Naru gets captured and taken off-world, forcing her to fight predators in space. Or maybe another group of hunters enters the picture, changing the dynamic entirely. Whatever direction they take, the possibilities are endless. That being said, Midthunder's lack of concrete details on Prey 2 is a little concerning. Predator Badlands sounds like a fun addition to the franchise, but it would be a shame if Prey 2 gets lost in the shuffle. The Predator series has had its ups and downs over the years, but Prey proved that there's still life in it. Trachtenberg's take worked so well because it didn't try to overcomplicate things. While past films experimented with different settings and lore, Prey kept things simple, which is why it stood out. That's why I'm really curious to see how Badlands shakes things up. In a recent interview with Collider about her latest movie Novocaine, Midthunder admitted she's heard some fun ideas for Prey 2, but doesn't have any solid updates. It's not exactly the confirmation fans were hoping for, but at least the project isn't dead in the water. And honestly, with Prey being such a big success and the upcoming Alien Romulus showing that stripped-down sci-fi horror still works, there's even a chance that the Alien vs. Predator movies could make a comeback. The success of Prey and Romulus proves that audiences still love these franchises when they're done right, so who knows what the future holds. Even if Prey 2 takes a while, Midthunder's Naru could still show up in another Predator project. If Badlands is a hit, it might pave the way for more stories in the Prey timeline. When asked about Naru's return in the same interview, Midthunder said, "We have to hope that will become real." That suggests there's a chance Naru could appear outside of Prey 2, which would be an interesting twist. The Predator franchise has played around with its timeline before. One scrapped ending for The Predator even had Aliens character Ripley and Newt appearing over a century before their actual timeline. So if they really wanted to, they could bring Naru back in some unexpected way. And let's not forget that after the success of Prey, it would have been easy for Dan Trachtenberg to jump straight into a sequel. However, instead of following up on Naru's journey, he chose to pitch Predator Badlands, a project that instantly piqued the interest of 20th Century Studios. According to studio boss Steve Asbell, Trachtenberg came in with a list of ideas that were really crazy but really cool. Rather than pushing for a direct sequel, the studio embraced his enthusiasm for something fresh. While Prey 2 would have been a thrilling continuation, Badlands feels like an even more exciting prospect. One of the biggest reasons Prey succeeded was its back-to-basics approach, stripping the Predator franchise down to its raw survivalist core. If Trachtenberg didn't feel that there was enough creative fuel for Prey 2 and was more energized about Badlands, that can only be good news for the franchise. His willingness to pivot rather than force a sequel suggests that Badlands has the potential to be something special. Unlike many studios that demand a sequel after a hit film, 20th Century Studios gave Trachtenberg the freedom to explore new territory. While details about Predator Badlands are still scarce, what we do know is intriguing. The story follows two sisters navigating a desolate wasteland while confronting a past trauma. Given the franchise's history, it's safe to assume that trauma involves the deadly extraterrestrial hunter in some capacity. This approach also reinforces the idea that Predator might be best served as an anthology series rather than a continuous narrative. Unlike Alien, which has Sigourney Weaver's Ripley as a recurring protagonist, Predator has thrived on standalone stories with new characters facing the hunter in different settings. Prey proved that this formula could work exceptionally well, providing a fresh template for future installments. Of course, this doesn't mean Prey 2 is completely off the table. Despite Trachtenberg's decision to move on, reports suggest that a direct sequel is in early development, with Amber Midthunder potentially reprising her role as Naru. Prey's mid-credit scene hinted at further conflict between Naru and the Predators, leaving the door wide open for another chapter in her story. Bottom line, Prey 2 is happening, but it's going to take some time, and whether it's through a sequel or another Predator project, Naru's story probably isn't over just yet. But one major question surrounding Prey 2 is whether it will get the theatrical release its predecessor arguably deserved. Many viewed Disney's decision to make Prey a Hulu exclusive as a missed opportunity, considering the film's overwhelming praise. If a sequel does happen, giving it a proper theatrical rollout would help elevate its status and ensure it reaches the widest audience possible. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.